Hey there, welcome. Welcome to Rise and Receive. This is a reset point in your day where you get to stop whatever you're doing, take a breath, take 10 plus minutes to receive. Contemplate how to receive your fulfillment by unlearning struggle. So today we're going to talk about the number one thing that brings your goals in faster. I'm really excited to be playing with a brand new series of Rise and Receive where we're focusing on ease, speed, and beyond. How to receive beyond your upper limits, how to surpass your inner glass ceiling. So we're going to be unpacking a particular blind spot today that will illuminate what it is that you need to shift in order to receive your goals faster. The number one thing, as a matter of fact, from where I stand as a coach for 26 years now. So if you don't know me, my name is Sonia Miller, and I show hardworking, goal-oriented people the blind spots that keep them from receiving their long overdue rewards. And I do this by teaching the very tangible skill set known as receiving. Because what I've discovered after being a coach for many years is that most people don't know how to receive. It's actually a very real, tangible skill set. What most people know is how to work hard, hunt, and pursue their things, the things that they want, their goals and their dreams. But because they don't necessarily have that skill set of receiving, it's less familiar, and for some of them it's really completely unknown to them. What happens is when they don't get their goals, when they've been working really hard for a while, what do? They work even harder. So a blind spot is when your current point of view hides an essential insight. And illuminating blind spots is very, very important, at least from where I stand and how I coach, because the foundational premise that I teach from and operate from and live my life from is that your consciousness creates your reality. Most people think that cause and effect, happens in the physical world. I do this and I get this result and this outcome. That's only part of the equation. And when you really tap into your consciousness, the inner world, that aspect of being a human being, not just a human doing, then you start to connect with, as one of my coaches say, your unfair advantage. When you really understand the power of being, not just the power of doing in the physical world, you tap into this whole other skill set, which is the most natural thing in the world because, hey, we're human beings. We just don't know how to navigate that inner world, that terrain. It's not as familiar to most of us. And yet this is where you tap into ease, into speed, and into beyond your inner glass ceiling. So today we're going to talk about the more is better blind spot. And for hardworking, goal-oriented people, most of us operate from that place. More is better. So if I'm working really hard towards a goal and it's not happening, I should work harder. I should put in more time, more energy, more money, more effort to make this thing happen. If it's not happening and I haven't gotten there yet, I must not be either doing it right, I haven't figured it out yet, I must need to do more or even be more, okay? But what that actually does is it can get you stuck. Sometimes more is better, but if you've been trying and it still hasn't happened, I invite you to consider, is this your blind spot? So how do you know if this is your blind spot? Well, one of the things that happens is if more is not better, and you're trying more, and you're trying to force it, one clue is that you're going to feel bad. It's that simple. If you're feeling bad, it means that you haven't tapped into the natural kindness of life, the abundance that's right here, right now. And there's a couple things that are happening in consciousness. So you'll know if you're feeling bad that you might want to look at what's happening underneath all of this effort. So here's what's happening in consciousness when you're operating from more is better. There's three things, okay? When you are trying to make something happen and you're going after a goal and you're working really hard and you're thinking more is better, the thing that what's happening in consciousness is you're focused on lack, you're focused on problem, and you're focused on wanting. You may not realize that's what's happening, but that's what's happening. So this is what happens. You're focusing on lack because if you're trying to get a goal that you don't have, you're underneath it all, the belief is, I don't have what I want. Lack, lack, lack. Your consciousness creates more lack. When you're working really hard, you're seeing that you not having the goal is a problem that you're trying to solve. So your consciousness is, there's a problem. I need to solve the problem. Problem, problem, problem. You manifest more problems. Do you see how this just creates more of what you don't want? And finally, you're focused on wanting. Wanting means I'm always going to, put it this way. If you're wanting, you're going to manifest wanting. So you're wanting and wanting and wanting. Right? In other words, it feeds into the whole lack. I want what I don't have. I don't have what I want. Lack, 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 wanting. Okay, so you get the picture, right? All of this in consciousness gives you more of what you don't want. And the harder you work, the more that's what you create. So what's the number one thing that brings in your goals faster? I call it walk-away power. When you are consumed and working hard and just efforting, and it's not happening yet, you're still waiting for your long overdue rewards. One of the most powerful things that you can do to really open the floodgates and bring in the goals faster is to simply stop and walk away. Walk away. Now, it can be challenging because when you are operating from that more is better, your consciousness has developed some momentum. It's like this gravitational force, and it can really feel like you're locked into a trance. But have you ever noticed when you've been trying to figure something out and you just get to that point, it's like, I'm done, and you walk away and you go do something else? Or you've been putting in lots of hours and you let it go. You say, I'm just going to sleep on this. And the next morning you wake up and you have an aha, or there's a breakthrough. Or maybe you've been obsessing about wanting a guy to call you or wanting to hear from somebody that you really care about. Maybe it's a romantic thing, or it's a client, and you're just kind of obsessing and putting all this attention on something you can't control. And then something helps you to just break the spell. You just get frustrated. Something happens in you. You walk away. Or maybe if you've been really emotionally caught up, you have a meltdown, or you vent with a friend, or you just go for a walk or something like that. And then the phone rings, or you get the email when you're not thinking about it anymore. Those are all examples of sort of accidental walk-away power. But when you can practice walking away consciously, which requires it requires some awareness, and it requires like a deep breath, just like, this isn't getting me anywhere. I'm just struggling. I just need to walk away. If you can do that, you will break the trance of the more is better blind spot. And then the best way to redirect your energy is ask yourself, what's the kindest thing I can do? It might be just to go for a walk. It might be to go do something fun. It might be to call a friend. Just anything that helps you change the energy is great. You might just need to rest. Just give yourself permission to take a nap or sit outside. Anything that changes the energy. Walk away. What's the kindest thing I can do? And then go do it. Go be it. And this is what happens. When you do this, your consciousness now shifts away from lack, away from problem, and away from wanting. And the more you're connected to something that kind of distracts you or feels good, then your consciousness is no longer on any of those things. And then the kindness of life finally can come in because you're not focusing on all of the lack, problem, and wanting. You're focusing on kindness. You're focusing on receiving whatever it is that you need. And so you're receiving now, and your consciousness is, I receive now. So that's my offering to you. The number one thing you can do to bring in your goals faster is practice walking away as best you can. And then go do what's in front of you. See what the kindness thing is that you can do. So to wrap this up, what I want to do and to really reinforce this is the card that inspired this today is... Here it is, the Soothe Your Struggle card from the Receive Oracle card deck. So here's the mantra. In addition to walk away power, if you're struggling, if you're wanting your goal to come in faster, notice. stop, and then activate the power of invitation. I am willing to receive new possibilities as I allow my struggle to rest. Imagine that. You can simply receive as you let the struggle rest. Just let it be here. Just let it be here. Breathe into it. Go do something else. Walk away. I am willing to receive new possibilities as I allow my struggle to rest. So, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please like, please share. It helps me reach the people that I'm here to serve. If you're on YouTube, click on the red subscribe button. And if you'd like to pre-order your own Receive Oracle cards, they are arriving in the United States next week, and we're going to start shipping. So you only have about one more week to claim your cards and to receive the gift companion workbook that will enrich your experience. And if you'd like to explore other ways to really open up to receiving right now, receiving your fulfillment by unlearning struggle, go check out the Receive course at receivecourse.com. Oops, I forgot the card deck link. The card deck is receiveCardDeck.com. You can also go to receivecourse.com and let yourself be inspired by all of the possibilities that can open up for you when you unlearn struggle. Hope you like this. Let me know. Send in your questions. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next Rise and Receive. Bye, everybody.